Hello, y'all. I don't know what that was. That was covering up. Something was covering up the. How are y'all doing today on this Saturday? It is such a nice Saturday. I thought I'd come outside and chat with you all for a minute and get some vitamin D in at the same time. So we'll give everyone a few seconds to come on in. I so forgot to put a post for my YouTube subscribers. We're streaming from both YouTube and Instagram live, and I forgot to put a message up this morning. So we'll give everybody a few more minutes to come in because we are going to talk about three easy flowers to grow in your garden. And for those of you that stay in zones where you've kind of packed up for the winter, these are all good things to be thinking about when the time comes again for you to start your garden. So, um, again, I am streaming live from Instagram. Hello, Best Yet Journey. How are you? And also YouTube. I have to do better about notifying everybody because it was just kind of last minute. Um, we have been doing a little bit of shopping for Thanksgiving. Not a lot. We're not doing anything big for Thanksgiving. And I've just, I don't know. It seems like the grocery store prices have went up tremendously. I don't know if it's just me, but I say that all the time that I go in there. So I am doing good. I came out here because it's such a beautiful day. I didn't look at the temps on the way out, but it has to be lower 70s. I think it's very beautiful today. I thought it'd be perfect to come outside and chat with you all and to get me some vitamin D in at the same time. I was just looking around the patio to see what I had to do, and I got quite a bit to do, but I don't know if I'll get it done today. So I want to welcome each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Ayana of Southern Entertaining, and we just love everything home and garden. We love extending a warm welcome to our family and our friends, but more importantly, we also want to teach beginner gardeners to stop daydreaming and imagining about a garden that you wish you had and to get out there and start growing one. You can start with a flower, you can start with a herb, you can start with a vegetable. It's totally up to you. I have been gardening for over 20 years. I've done it in containers. I've done them in raised beds. I've done them in native soil. I'm creative. I'll think outside the box. I'll go get a Dollar Tree container. I'll go get something on clearance. I will put some holes in there and I will grow it. And I really don't have a favorite thing to grow. If y'all have something favorite, some like your favorite, put it in the comments and put it in the chat. Let me know what is your favorite thing to grow. That's something I need to think about. Like I love growing lettuce, but then I can say I love growing herbs. So I'm not sure what would be my absolute favorite. If someone told me you can only grow one thing, what would that be? I will have to take a minute to think about that. If you could only grow one thing, what would that be? Herbs. Hector 0703 said herbs. Yes, herbs can do a lot. They can, as a matter of fact, let me tell you real quick. I said when I get off this live, we grew holy basil this season, and I said when I get off live because I had dehydrated some. I said you know what? I think I'm gonna have some holy basil tea when I get off this live. But yes, herbs is a good one. I mean, you can do teas with it. You could do seasonings with it. You can do a whole lot with herbs. This is my first year growing eggplant. Let me tell y'all, I grew eggplant. Not, I didn't grow it this year, but I grew it last year. And for some odd reason, eggplant, like a lot of people don't talk about it, but I like eggplant. Like I like sauteing it with my vegetables, especially if you're growing like squash and zucchini and things like that. And you can do that with onions, a little bit of garlic, saute it. Eggplant parmesan is always good to me. But I don't know why. Whatever variety I grew, I took some in before we started teleworking. This was when I grew it last year. And whatever variety it was really good because a lot of people said they didn't get the bitterness like they do with the normal eggplant, because eggplant is one of those ones where I'll slice up and put salt on there and let it sit for about 30 to 45 minutes and rinse it off before I do whatever I'm going to do with it. But I am going to grow some next season, though. I do have that on my list, and I have some seeds. They actually had some seeds that I ordered that were perfect for pots. So I said I was going to try that. I'm always good for trying new stuff. But yes, I wanted to come on here. I don't know why my phone does this each and every time I go on live, y'all. It just goes black. So if you see me doing my hand like that, I'm not sure why it does that. I'll have to look that up and figure it out. But I wanted to come on here because earlier this week we talked about 3 easy vegetables that you can grow. Today I want to talk about 3 easy flowers that you can grow. And it was so hard for me to decide because I love all of them that I have on my list, but I tried my best to narrow it down from 3. I'm in the UK and I hope to get a greenhouse to try eggplant. You and me both. I am trying to figure out how can I get a greenhouse here. I'm still trying to figure that out. That is a conversation that I'm going to have to state my case with my husband. We were able to get the storage and put on the extended garden because I told him that that would be less grass for him to cut because we're trying to grow more fruits, vegetables, herbs, and less grass. And he bought it, but this is like the second time he bought that. Maybe I'll try the third time to see if he'll buy that one too. But a greenhouse would be so good, and you pretty much Hector 0703, what zone are you considered to be in the UK? Because you can get a jump with a greenhouse. You can get a jump on a lot of things just by having a greenhouse. You can go ahead and get a lot of things started so that when it's time to plant out, you'll be ready. But I wanted to come on here and go over 3 easy flowers that you can grow. And me personally, I like to grow my flowers in with my vegetables. And the reason why I like to do that is because, especially the ones that fruit, like your tomatoes and your squash and your peppers, I like to grow my flowers within my vegetable garden because the pollinators don't have a long way to go. They're like all in the mix together so that they can get what they need from the flowers and go ahead and pollinate my vegetables. And so that's one thing I try to incorporate in my garden is to grow my vegetables with my flowers. And the first easy vegetable that this will be in my garden every single year without a doubt, is marigolds. And I didn't even grow up knowing about marigolds. I think I learned about them maybe 15 years ago, and they are so good. They're good at fighting off some of the pests. So a lot of times you'll see me line parts of the garden with marigold, kind of like a border or something, because it's a smell that they give off and it'll keep some of those pests away. And then I also notice with the marigolds that I'm growing now, the bees really take them as a pillow. I see them like it's a pillow. I am in the Midlands near Birmingham, planning on totally revamping my garden and starting with top end so I can grow more vegetables. Yes, 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 yes. But I love growing marigolds. They're very easy to grow. The seeds are so easy to save, and you get a lot of seeds. Now, I have gotten a lot of questions about the open pollinated versus the heirloom. Hello from 37 on from Texas. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful day. But marigold, I'll save the seeds with, and I don't mind planting them year after year. They don't have to be an heirloom or open pollinated. So let's just go over that really, really quick. When they say heirloom, that's just a seed that has been around for 50 years or more, and it is open pollinated. So basically, if you save seeds from an heirloom, then year after year, that plant is going to have the same, it's going to look the same every year. It has not been bred, it's been passed on from generation to generation. Open pollinated, you can save the seeds from your open pollinated plants and they're going to come back the same every year as well. Now, I do have some hybrid marigold seeds that I save, and I don't know how they're going to come out, because what it is you take the characteristics that you like from one plant, the characteristics that you like from another plant, and you breed them together and you form like this hybrid. So with marigolds, I'll save the seeds because I just want them to do the properties of really as an insect deterrent from my plants. So I'll just like do a border of those, but they're so easy to grow, they're so easy to save. We're hot and humid here in zone 8B, and they can tolerate drought. They can tolerate this hot sun that's beaming on them, especially in June, July, and August. Like, we're just having our marigolds that are in the back of me, they're just starting to kind of slow down from the cooler weather. But that is a plant that I will always keep in my garden. So y'all comment below, let me know, do you grow marigolds in your garden? But they're so good for pollinators, and they're also good with deterring your insects and the things that eat on your plant. That's a good flower to plant, and it's very easy, and it doesn't take a lot. You just sprinkle those seeds down and they'll be popping up, and a lot of them, I guarantee you, next season we're going to have a lot of volunteers, because that's what happened in my garden this year. We had a lot of volunteer where I wasn't deadheading, I wasn't on top of deadheading, so the seeds dropped to the ground, and then this year we had them pop back up, and I am okay with that. If I want them in another space in the garden, what I'll do is I'll wait till they get big enough, and I'll take like my little trowel and dig them up and put them where I want to do. Okay, you grow mine, you grow some, they're red and orange. They're so pretty, and there's so many colors, and it's just an easy plant. It's really an easy plant. So we grow marigolds. And the next one, I'm telling y'all, I had a list so long, I'm like, you gotta pick three. You gotta pick three flowers. You said three in the title. Don't go, I got like 10. So I'm gonna stay with three. I'm like, you said three, talk about three. The next one, that if you want some color in your garden and you want the bees and the butterflies to visit your garden, plant you some zinnias. Plant zinnias, and just some of the colors are so pretty. They're making a lot of different varieties. Like, I know I seen the queen lime version, queen orange version. This year we planted some marigolds. They were the miniature kind. They did not get over 12 inches, but I put a lot of pictures up on Instagram of those zinnias, because when I tell you the colors were so vibrant and neon, I mean, we had yellow, orange, what looked like a peach color, red. It was like a mixed pack, but it was so freaking pretty. And we did it as a border, and it was just, I mean, you can just pick flowers and just bring them in and do whatever you needed to do. And zinnias are very easy to grow. They are also drought tolerant. They don't mind the heat at all. Once they get established, then they're pretty easy to grow. And so what we're doing today, for all of you that are coming in, joining, we're talking about three easy flowers that you can grow in your garden. And for those of you who are not able to grow, because we actually pull our zinnias, it's okay. Start thinking about, now is the time to start planning for next year's garden, like what you want to plant. If you need to get those seeds, what all you want to put together. And so I love to mix my vegetables and my flowers together, especially by my tomatoes, by my eggplants. I love mixing those so that they can bring those beneficial pollinators in. They can get their nectar, and then they can go ahead and they can pollinate my tomatoes, my eggplants, my peppers. They don't have a long way to fly. They're right there. Just do it all in that area. So I love planting those together. But zinnia is such a beautiful flower, and they have so many different colors. You can do a multitude of colors together, or you can do single colors. And they're very easy to germinate. They're very easy to grow. I know some of the big box stores sell them throughout the year, but if you really want to get like a particular color or a particular type of zinnias, because you do have some zinnias that can grow up to about a 4 feet. Do you start your zinnia seeds inside? Yes, I do. I start them inside, and then I'll harden them off, and then I'll plant them. And as a matter of fact, thank you for asking that question, because I am trying to write down now what all I need to go ahead and get started inside. I like to start all of my seeds around January, like the ones I'm going to start putting out in March. I'll go ahead and I'll start my seeds inside, and we'll let them grow. I normally let them grow inside for about 4 to 6 weeks, and then once it starts to warm up, because I'm telling y'all, it goes from mild winter straight to summer for us here in Georgia. You don't get a long spring, that's for sure. By end of March, maybe 1st of April, we're talking about high 80s here. I mean, it gets hot really quick. And so I'll harden them off, and then we'll go ahead and plant them and get them to growing. So I do start my zinnia seeds inside, and I actually ordered some of the queen lime and the queen orange series that I wanted to try, but those do get a little bit taller. The ones we grew this year, they didn't get over 12 inches tall, and we kind of use those as a border. So if you're just joining us, the first uh, flower that's very easy to grow and offers so many benefits is your marigolds. They're going to bring in the pollinators. They're also going to put out a smell that's going to kind of keep those insects away from eating some of your plants. The seeds are very easy to save, and they also have volunteer plants that come up from the seeds dropping, but you can get a lot of seeds from just like one seed head, and you can just keep replanting them. I think the queen, they are tall. The queen lime and the queen orange, I think it said like 48 inches in height, because we've grown some that have gotten about between 4.5 and 5 feet tall. And what we try to do with the zinnias to keep them going all summer long is, first we will cut them in the middle, and then that will allow them to make new sprouts and spread out and just keep growing all summer long. What are you topping off? We'll top it off. So when it gets a certain height, we'll take that middle stem out, and then we will let it just keep branching out. That's the word I'm looking for. Hello, lovely ladies, gardening projects and more. So they do get tall, and I want to see how that grows for us this year. Hello, Viv Copeland. So the next one, y'all, this was so hard. This was so hard for me to say, what do you want your third flower to be? It was so hard. I'm not going to even tell y'all the other ones I wrote, because the title said three easy three easy flowers to grow. So if y'all are liking this comment on YouTube, give me a thumbs up, and if you are on Instagram, give me a heart if you are liking this comment, so liking this so far. The next one, if y'all want to see some hummingbirds and some butterflies and all kind of good stuff, grow you some salvia. There are perennial salvias. There are also annual salvias. We did both. If you want to see a really pretty one, the black and blue salvia is so pretty. It almost looks a deep purple, bluish black color, but the leaves are like a lime color, so it kind of contrasts. It's really pretty. That's the perennial one that we're growing. We also grew some annual salvias as well. But when I tell y'all, every day I would see hummingbirds, I would see the butterflies, I would see the bees, and depending on what variety that you grow, they do get tall. I think this one, the black and blue salvia, probably got about 3 feet tall, 3 feet to 3.5 feet. And then the annual ones, they stayed maybe 12 to 18 inches, but they bring on all beneficial pollinators. And again, plant those flowers with your vegetables, especially if you're growing fruiting vegetables like your tomatoes, like your squash, like your peppers. So that way, those beneficial pollinators do not have a long way to fly. They can go ahead and do pollinate your plants, and you can get some good fruiting off of that. I did an experiment one year just to see, and it does. To me, it does make a difference when you kind of plant your vegetables and flowers together. And again, what we did was we take the marigold and kind of use that as a border. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to keep all of the insects out, because some of them just try it. They just going to try it. They're going to come and they're going to see what they can do to your plant, which is very important while you do daily walks, to try to see what's going on in your garden. So that way you will know when, like a time frame of when it started. So salvia is really a good one, and they have so many pretty colors of salvia. They have like a magenta, a pink, a purple, a violet. It's just so many pretty colors of salvia. So that is a very good plant to just kind of incorporate in your garden as well. So I want y'all in the comments to tell me if you grow any of the plants that we just talked about. Okay, so Best Yet Journey just said she's had purple, and from 37 on said try the rose salvia. That's one thing about YouTube, like the comments disappear so quick. I need to be on it really quick. But let me know if you grow marigold, if you grow zinnias, or if you've grown the salvias before. Let me know in the comments if you've grown those. I love blue salvia with the yellow marigolds. That is a beautiful combination. Garden 10A had a beautiful Instagram post this morning with a container, the flower container. That was such a beautiful combination with the supertunias on there. But blue salvia with yellow marigolds, that would be so pretty. I can just see it now. I can see that now. But that is definitely a pretty combination right there. And then, okay, so you grew all three, the zinnias too. Yeah, I just love seeing, looking out. All of the zinnias that I've grown, when I tell you the colors are like popping. If you want like to make a pretty summer bouquet, okay, and Queen of Marigold, learn from one of my ebooks about the marigolds. Yes, marigolds are very, very good. And thanks for mentioning that, Queen of Microblading. So if you have not downloaded our 5 tips to a flourishing garden, it's totally free. Go on and go on to our Instagram, and if you go on our YouTube videos, we always put the link in there. Go and download that, especially now is a good time, so that as you're planning your garden, you can still just reacquaint yourself with the 5 tips. I call these the basics, the foundations of gardening. This is what you're going to need in order to have a successful garden, or it'll really just help you think about it. And sometimes when I seem to forget or seem to just think, okay, sometimes I'll go back. Like, these are your basics. This is what you're going to need in order to grow. And it just goes over a few things like your location, your water sources, things like that that you have to think about, so that gardening can really be a truly and fun experience. And so, like I said, now is a good time to go ahead and start planning what you want to grow, where you're going to put it at, how you're going to grow it, how much you need, because we've been getting a lot of seed catalogs, so it's a little bit on the dangerous side for me, getting these catalogs in, because a lot of them come out with new varieties for 2021, and y'all know I tell you all the time, I like to every year try something that I've never tried growing before. Now, when you grow, you want to grow something you like. So when I say try something I've never grown before, what I'm saying is they may have a new variety of a cucumber I like. I think one that I've gotten was like I think it's called white cucumber or black and white cucumber or something like that, but it's a really, really light, almost white cucumber that I wanted to try. They are very small. I think they look more like the pickling cucumbers. So every year I try to grow something that I haven't grown before, just to see how I like it and to see how it does. Now, everything doesn't grow well here because it's very humid, and it gets very hot really quick. But Now is a good time to start looking and planning things out. If you want to try a new variety of flowers, now is a good time to go ahead and get your seeds and plant them, because we do start in about January. I know this is somewhat off, but what do you fertilize your flowers with? Okay, that's okay. I want you to ask that from 37 on. So in our vegetable garden with our flowers, we use I was gonna get up. I'm gonna get up because I want to show y'all what we normally use. But we only use this in our vegetable gardens. What I will tell you, in our planters up front, um, and in our flowers, like our supertunia, like the flowers back here where our fall is, supertunias, when we grow that, we do use the it's by we do use like a synthetic one for flowers. Oh gosh, and it's right on the tip of my tongue. But let me show you what we use for our vegetable garden. Y'all wait just a second. And I'm gonna see. Okay, I tried to find the one for the flowers. There it is. It is. Let me show you. I'm gonna get it. Y'all hold on just a second. Okay. This is how I know I need to clean up, because I have everything that should be put up is out. So for our flowers in the front and for our flowers right here, we put this on here. And we feed this about twice a month right here. And that does not go in my vegetable garden mixed with my flowers. They don't go, I don't mix the two. These are just the container ones that are in the front. We don't have any food or anything growing, just like our petunias and things like that. Now for my vegetable garden, well, let me just say this first. First thing I'll do is I'll put the Garden Tone Slow Release Fertilizer in there first. And let me just go back one really quick. So we send our soil to get tested every fall, and we do the recommendations of what they say, and we put that in there. Now, I will still go in when I get ready to plant after I've done the recommendations. So like next year, I'll still go in to plant, and I'll just put a little garden tone, kind of like in the planting hole, just to get it started. If it and if they're the little starts that I've started inside, I'll put a little biotone. That helps with the plant not being so shocked. Although you harden it off, you're still putting it in a new environment. And sometimes, like I tell y'all, I have some that don't want to hear it. They can all been treated the same, and they will die on you in a minute. They'll be like, I don't like this space, and I'm just gonna die, you know. So I try to put a little biotone in there just to prevent so much shock. So after things start getting established and I'm ready to fertilize, or maybe 2-3 weeks down the line, I will go in with this. This is by Spoma. It's organic grow. It's like a 222. Now that's just for like my herbs and regular things like that. And when I say that's just for the herbs, I'll still use it. But let's talk about like my tomatoes and peppers, like my fruiting plants. I have tomato tone for my tomatoes, because once they start flowering and putting on buds, they're using a lot of nutrients, a lot of energy. And so we need to go in and give them what I call like that vitamin boost. So I'll go in, and once they start those buds and fruiting, I'll put tomato tone, and I'll do that. Hey, Shirley, I'll do that like every other week, like while they're fruiting, and I'll watch them as well. Because one thing, it was someone that sent me a picture, and you have to fertilize depending on what you're going to grow. And the reason why I said that, someone sent me a picture, and they had a tomato plant, and it had beautiful foliage on there, very beautiful foliage. I mean, the foliage was amazing. I was like, wow. But they didn't have any fruit on there. It was no, like, she texted me and said, why am I not getting any fruit? And it's because the tomatoes, they need a fertilizer that's going to help them to flower. So they need that, the second number. When you look at your fertilizer, like 222, this is nitrogen, phosphorus is the second number, and potassium. So tomatoes and your fruiting plants need a little bit more phosphorus. Like they'll need a little bit more than a 2, especially when they get going, just so that they can start fruiting. So I asked her what what was she using and how much of it that she was using. Yeah, I can say I'm not sponsored or anything, but I do like the Espoma products because they're organic and I can tell a difference. But sometimes you have to get something for what you're growing. So if you're going to grow a lot of tomatoes, I would suggest you get like tomato tone, because that phosphorus number, that middle number, is going to be higher and is suited for your fruiting vegetables. Because once they start putting on those fruits, they're using a lot of energy. And I'll tell y'all, I always think of the plant like an immune system. Like you want to keep that immune system up. You want to give them those vitamins, because to me, this is like, I think about like our bodies versus the plant. The vitamins, this is like the daily vitamins, like their vitamins that they need. And then you also want to keep their immune system up, and ways that you can do that is just like, making sure they're consistently watered, not drying out, or once you see the pests, go ahead and treat those and just keep their immune system up. So that was a good question about the fertilizer. And I just have different ones based on what I'm growing. Like we have blackberries, I'll use berry tone. Or if we're growing strawberries, I'll use berry tone. I do use a lot of their products. I really do, because you have to find what works for you, because some fertilizers in some areas with the climate and things like that, it may not work as well for you as it works for me. But I just noticed this right here, this is just like a basic organic grow that you can use, and I also use that on my herbs as well. So I want to thank you all for joining me again. I think I didn't get out here to do like a daily walk this morning. But I think I'm gonna do like a little quick daily walk. I got some planting that I need to get done. You are so welcome from 37 on. I know it's time consuming. No, I love coming on here talking to y'all, because my family, my husband and my youngest daughter left, they don't pay me no mind no more when I go talking. Like I showed my husband the other day, I was like, look at my blackberries. He was like, yep, that's nice. Like they be nice, they're nice, they're cordial, but they don't care. So I love getting on here talking. I love getting on here talking to y'all and answering questions, because y'all know the only thing I want us all to do is to grow, and to grow your own. And you know what I say, when you grow, you know what you're putting on it, you know what you're doing to it, you know what's going on. Because actually, marigold, I see a lot of people put marigolds in their salads. I don't suggest that if you get it from the big box stores. I wouldn't suggest putting it in there. But if you grow them from seed yourself and want to try that, I've never tried it, but I've seen a lot of pictures where people have put marigolds in their salad. It looks really pretty, and y'all know how I love salad. I'm sitting up here looking at my salad bowl now because I want to plant some more, and we've been planting lettuce. I got a few more kales that I want to put in. It's still going to be nice, I think, over the next week, but kale is one of those plants that will winter over. So I know that the growth is going to slow down tremendously, but it'll overwinter, and once it warms back up just a little bit, they'll pop right back. So again, if you want 3 easy flowers that you can grow that's very good for your garden as well, number 1 is marigold. Number 2 is zinnias, and number 3 is salvia. Salvias is going to bring you so many hummingbirds. I didn't even know it was so many hummingbirds around until when the salvia starts blooming. So those are 3 easy plants that you can grow. And so again, if you like this on YouTube, definitely give me a thumbs up, and on Instagram, give me a heart, and just type grow in the comments. That way I know that I can continue to come on here and offer you some things that you can do in your garden. And also, if you want to know about a certain topic, make sure you DM me, or make sure that you send me an email so that we can get those topics on live and talk about it. Because remember, now is the time that you want to start planning what you're going to do for next season, so you can get ready and you can be prepared. So y'all have a good weekend. I'm just going to do a quick walk around real quick, and then I think I'm going to have I'm trying to overwinter something, Salvia. I don't know if it's a perennial or annual. No, and do you still have the tag? So we got a question on YouTube that we have they're trying to overwinter Salvia, and they don't know if it's an annual or perennial. And I was just asking if they still had the tag on there, because I'm not sure which varieties are. Oh man, oh man, you lost it. Try it and see. Try it and see, because I'm gonna tell you this. A lot of plants that we've planted have said annuals, and I'll give you a good one. Angelonias, they say it's an annual, but it came back this year. And you could see the new growth coming in, and all I did was cut it back, like to the new growth. I just cut back the little woody stems and the stems that where the leaves had fell off, and we still are growing it now. So it just depends, but I would definitely try to bring it in and see if you can overwinter it, and then put it back outside. Because the thing with annuals is, if you some of them can be overwinter. A lot of people overwinter their tomatoes and their peppers, and that's considered an annual. But if we stay in a climate that is warm enough, we can bring them inside and take them back outside again. I got a blue and a red one in a plastic greenhouse. But yeah, I would definitely try it, especially if you love that plant. If I love that plant, I would try it. I would definitely try it. So again, if y'all want to talk about a certain topic, make sure you contact me and let me know, and then we'll put up a post and we'll let you know when we're going live. YouTube, I'm going to do better on that, because I seriously forgot this morning. But we'll do better about notifying everybody, and then we'll chat about it. We'll talk about it. You bring your questions, and then yeah, we can get a conversation going. So y'all have a good weekend. Thank you so much for joining me, and enjoy your day. And then we will definitely talk again soon. Y'all enjoy your day. Have a good weekend.